Good afternoon. This video documentation is with regards to the installation of the low beam cap with the R3 LED low beam setup installed. Now this can actually be a bit tricky, so we're actually going to go ahead and walk you through the installation process for this and just really show you how it kind of works out. So first, what we're going to go ahead and do is gently loosen the cap. Now once we do this, we're going to slide this out about halfway down the ribbon. And this is going to give us the access that we need, or the room that we need really, to pull out the bulb. So at this point we've already installed the bulb, so I'm going to go ahead and undo all the steps just to kind of better show how this goes. Now this can be a little tough to get out with the bulb out, so I'm going to go ahead and use a screwdriver to gently twist it out of place and just get the little socket mounting piece out. Now when you receive the bulb, it's actually going to be looking something like this. And we'll just twist this back in position. As you can see, this would be kind of the setup right here. It'll be kind of maybe like loosely attached right here, if that's the way it's come in transit, which is usually the case. That being said, this wouldn't be connected. We've gone ahead and connected this for you. Now the difficult part in all of this will actually be being able to get this in position to maneuver right here to really kind of get that lock in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the tricks to go ahead and do this to make this a whole lot easier. Now, if at all possible, we do recommend trying this off of the vehicle, because doing it actually on the vehicle can be a bit tough given the angles and the amount of space that you have to work with. So in this case, we're going to show this off of the vehicle. Now, first step is actually going to be to remove the ring from the bulb itself. So this is the ring that's actually going to make it so that it fits into whatever housing it is. This in particular is a 9005 sized ring, which is the low beam size for the headlight that we have here, the W204. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is place this ring into place right here in the low beam bulb housing. Now this has a very particular orientation, given the three tabs right here are of different sizes, with the smaller tab being up towards the top, which you can see right here. So to place this ring in here, you just go ahead and kind of line up the tabs and twist over that way clockwise. So this has us all set with the bulb retaining ring right there. That'll be the first step right there. Now that that's in place and we have our bulb pulled out about halfway through this grommet, you don't want to go past that really, because then it gets kind of tough to really push the the ribbon through the grommet again, these heatsink ribbons. But what we're going to go ahead and do now is make sure we line up these two tabs right here. On the bulb, there's also going to be two tabs, one right here, you could see that, and also on the other side, which will actually be the larger tab. These two tabs are different sizes, so do keep that in mind, as they will only fit into the bulb ring right there in one orientation. So you can see right there, that's actually the larger of the two tabs, and this is the smaller one right here. Maybe a little tough to see, but so the larger tab is up here, the larger tab opening is up here. We're going to go ahead and insert the bulb like so, and once you feel it go in, turn clockwise until you feel a nice firm click. That click shouldn't take too much force. If it is taking a little bit too much force, you may have to just pull out again and just kind of make sure your tabs are in the right location. Now that being said, with this all in place, what you're also going to go ahead and do is go down here to the bottom and see these wires right here? This is actually the low beam connection wires for the inside of the headlight. Go ahead and make sure those are tucked in right there, just so nothing kind of gets caught in between the cap and the housing when we go ahead and close this up. Now we're going to actually go ahead and push this through like this with our thumb. So you're kind of holding down right here, pushing with your right thumb as you're holding the ribbon right here. Now this is going to let you scoot the cap all the way up into position. Now the main thing we got to be careful about in this case, and I'm actually going to pull this out just a little bit just to show you, is there's a couple of small tabs right here. They're going to line up with some notches in the housing right here. Just as long as those tabs are a little to the left of the housing. So here's a tab right here, here's a notch right there. Make sure that they're just to the left of each other, or the tab is to the left of the notch. That way they'll be in position to click into place when we turn this clockwise just right now. So we're going to go ahead and put this in position. And I've gone ahead and felt for the position right now. So I'm going to lift it up gently, and there you go. Cap is closed. So it's a little bit of a trick to it, as I mentioned before, but it can be done. One thing we would like to mention also too, because I know certain buyers do let us know that sometimes even with the gaskets that come with the headlights, it can be a bit of an issue to kind of get the the pressure to push them in, because those are a bit thick, but they as well can close. But in a pinch, if you're not able to do that, another thing we kind of recommend too is if you have the depot cap, you can go ahead and remove the gasket that's in here from the factory and go ahead and reuse your factory gaskets from the Mercedes headlight, which will be a bit thinner, and you'll be able to just swap them into place. And as long as they're in good condition, that'll be a good really kind of replacement for that. Should make it a little bit easier to slide into place.